Alright, so it's been a while since I put out a video. Winter was fast approaching and I needed to just get stuff done. So the cabin Sugar Shack is, it's 95% done. It's about ready to be used. So I'm just going to show you guys around, kind of show you what I did and maybe what's left to do. And I will do my best to put out some more videos, but we're in the heart of winter here and it's getting pretty cold and not the easiest thing to do to film videos out here. And besides, the cabin's just about done. So I will be putting out some more videos during maple syrup season, kind of showing the whole thing in action. But as far as the build goes, I've got a kitchen table to build, I've got a countertop to finish, maybe a little storage area to build, but nothing that's too crazy interesting. So yeah, let me just show you what I've got done. Okay, so first thing, the biggest thing is I got the maple syrup evaporator in here. So it's in and it is plumbed up and out through the roof there. I've got single wall pipe going up and then double wall pipe going through the roof. A little bit of a galvanized heat barrier behind that just to make sure we don't burn this down. Right now I've got a 1/4-inch steel plate over the top of it so I can use it as a wood burner stove. It's not the best because the whole thing is insulated and fire bricked on the inside. So again, 1/4-inch plate on top with a little bit of maple syrup pan gasket around to keep the smoke out. This whole thing, it's a maple syrup evaporator, not a wood stove, so it's got 1-inch ceramic blanket all the way around and it's got fire brick all lining the inside. What that means is no heat radiates out the side or the front. All the heat's going to have to transfer through this 1/4-inch steel plate on top and then whatever heat we get out of the stack. So it's not the most efficient, but this is only a 16 by 16 cabin. I think it'll do the job just fine. I've only had one little fire in there so far, so I really haven't put it to the test as a wood burning stove quite yet. Okay, so this is going to be our countertop where we're going to bottle the maple syrup and do a lot of our work over here. It's 2 pieces of rough sawn maple that I put together, glued and screwed together, a couple pieces of pine holding it up with some L brackets holding it to the wall. It's not done yet. I need to fill in some gaps with some wood filler, and then I'm going to do an epoxy coat over the top of it to keep it kind of waterproof. And then right now everything's just kind of tacked into place, but it does a good job. I'm pretty happy with it. Looks nice anyways. I'm going to do the same type of wood tabletop for our kitchen table, but that I'm actually going to take to a buddy's house and do it properly on he's got a wood shop, and I'm going to try to make it look nice. This is more of a utilitarian countertop, but I think it's going to do the trick. I've got a couple shelves up here that I have to install. I'm going to rip. I've got a couple more logs that we didn't use in the building of the cabin. I'm going to rip some 1 or 2-inch slabs off of those and put some shelves up high throughout the cabin. So that'll be coming in the next month or two. So the battery bank and generator, I could not be happier with them. I've got it set. There's actually, my inverter has a little a switch that's wired up by the light switches over here. So when I walk in the door, I just press a button and it turns all the lights on. It's kind of an automatic thing. Love that. I do need to build some sort of something over top of this because we've got our dart board right here and I don't want darts flying down and hitting the batteries or the inverter and whatnot. We're able to get the TV installed, which is awesome. We use cell phone Wi-Fi hotspot to stream to. It's a smart TV. Couldn't be happier with that. It's worked out perfect for us. We've had a couple parties out here and we're able to watch football and it's been good. All the electrical, everything works great. I'm looking forward to getting solar at some point in the future. It'll probably have to be next spring, next summer after the maple syrup season. But that'll be kind of a fun little project to do. And yeah, absolutely could not be happier with this setup. So I built a little stairway landing off the back here for a couple of reasons. Number one, it was pretty dangerous stepping down 3 feet out of the cabin. And I built a little SAP stand here. So this is where we're going to have our SAP header tank. That's going to be the tank that holds smaller amounts of sap that will go in through the cabin wall and feed our evaporator. So we will pump sap from larger storage tanks up to a smaller tank and then gravity feed it down into our evaporator. So this is pretty happy about that. It's a nice little back porch area for us to kind of hang out in, and it's also going to make us checking on the sap storage tank a little easier because we're already going to be up there. So I do have to build a little ladder so that we can get up there a little higher and see the top of the barrel, but pretty happy with that so far. Okay, so behind me over here you can see I built a woodshed. That was much needed. We need a place to keep our maple syrup wood dry and out of the elements. Also a place to keep our wood splitter and maybe park the quad in there during the season. So if it's raining or something, you know, and keep it dry. So that took a weekend or two to get all that built, and now we're just in the process of cutting and splitting all of those logs over there to fill it up. So I don't know how much wood we're going to need. I know we need more, but I don't know how much. So we're just going to keep cutting and splitting until the season gets here. And we also got a nice, I don't know if you can see it, the orange cart back there. It's a nice cart that goes behind the quad. It holds a lot of firewood, holds all my tools, chainsaw, all that stuff, and we've really been missing some sort of a trailer like that. It's going to make our maple syrup season a whole lot easier because we can fit 2 55-gallon drums in the back of it. So we'll be able to do all of our collection all in one run instead of making multiple runs back and forth through the woods. So that'll be really nice, and for firewood it's phenomenal. So absolutely love that. We've only just started to break it in, but it's going to be a workhorse for us. There you can see the smokestack installed. I did that 2 weekends ago and it was sketchy. I was up on a metal ice and snow covered metal roof with my tennis shoes by myself. It was not a fun installation. Let me back up. I didn't do the whole smokestack by myself. My buddy Casey came over and helped me out with actually putting the smokestack up. What I did was installed that cap that you see on the top of it all by myself, and it was about as sketchy as I ever want to get again in my life. Made it through unscathed, and it works great. It's just you pull one little rope and it opens or closes itself to keep all the rainwater out of that smokestack. So I'm really happy with that. So right now we've got just right about a cord of wood stacked in here. This is all stuff that Katie has been splitting. Some of it was split months ago. Some of it was just split within the last couple of weeks. But stacked in there and drying. We've got another maybe half a cord that we need to split up yet, and then we still have a bunch of logs that we had cut for the cabin that we didn't end up using because they were just too small, too thin, whatever it may be, and those are kind of down where the landing pad for the logs used to be, and I got to run down there, drag them back here, and buck them up. But we can kind of do that during season or between now and the maple syrup season. So for now, couldn't be happier with this thing. Sturdy, came out well. I can fit under it without hitting my head, which is pretty cool. And you know, we've got enough storage here. We can get the cart out of there. We can get the wood splitter out of there, and we can do another we probably fit about 3.5, 4 cords in here, all said and done. And I just have no idea how much wood we're going to use this year. It's a new evaporator. I'm not sure how efficient it's going to be. I have to assume it's going to be more efficient than the one last year. So I figure if we cut about as much wood as we had last year, we should be okay. But I don't ever want to be in the situation again where I run out of firewood during maple syrup season. So I think we're just going to keep cutting and splitting until it's time to start boiling. My little generator box has held up to a few big snowstorms. It's probably had 6 inches of wet snow on top of it and didn't collapse, so that's pretty good. Honestly, I didn't know if it was going to hold up even this long. I kind of built it out of scrap. I didn't really build it right, but it was more of just a test to see if it would deaden the sound or, you know, keep it out of the elements, and so far it's done a pretty good job. At some point in the future when I win the lottery, I'd like to buy a new Honda generator, a nice quiet one, you know. I think this is kicking off somewhere around 90 decibels, and they have some out there that are around 57 decibels, and that's a huge difference. So it'd be really nice to get a quieter generator out here. But at the same time, if I'm going to go solar, do I really want to spend the money on a new generator? So I think solar is probably the next thing, because I have a generator and it works. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So this is our corner by the back door where we're going to have our interior firewood. This will be the wood that we're going to be boiling with that day. We'll take the wheelbarrow, cart some wood over, stack this up nice and high, and that way we don't have to trek in and out as much to get firewood. So probably do this here, maybe do a couple shelves above it to hold supplies and whatnot. And then we're about done. There's not a whole lot more building that needs to get done around here. Now it's almost down to decorating at this point. So it's kind of nice, man. It's been a long, hard journey to get to this point, and it's kind of nice to, for the most part, be done. We could operate with it as it is right now, no issues whatsoever. So I don't feel a whole lot of pressure to get anything in particular done. It'd be nice to have a table by the time the season rolled around. But it's just a matter of finding some time to do that. So yeah, if you hung around this long, thank you. I'll try to put out some more videos. Maple syrup season runs about March, April time frame, so that's probably the next time I'll be putting out some videos. Yeah, guys, so anyways, thanks for watching this whole cabin build. If you followed along from the beginning, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was entertaining, insightful, maybe you learned something. Do appreciate some of your comments. They've helped me out, and I definitely appreciate all of the other YouTubers that I stole ideas off of, because man, it's good not to reinvent the wheel sometimes. So if you watched from the beginning, thanks, I appreciate it, and stay tuned in the months to come. We're going to have some more maple syrup videos coming our way, and then I'm sure in the spring there will be a solar panel installation video coming up, hopefully, so stick around.